Thanks everybody for joining this call. If you watch the replay, thanks for watching the replay. My name is Jack, and if you haven't noticed yet, I really want you to succeed. So let me roll this. So I do have some news today. I want you to learn something what you go to use on a regular basis. Those two items are how to use stock images within 5 minutes and how to add demo website links to your website within 3 minutes. Does that make sense? Everybody good with those two topics to start off? And then once we are ready with those two topics, Tami comes on the line. And Tami has our weekly tip. You guys like this for tonight's training? So let's go back to the stock images. I'm going to switch screen, not to this one, but we just discussed actually this nice website when we were, I'm not logged in. Here I'm logged in. So I'm going to demo. This is the website. I don't know what's on it, but we will. Oh, this is the digital marketing team. So I'm going to demo. Let me close this website. I'm going to demo what the difference is between demo images and stock images. So 1 second. So the first thing in Team Jack, there's a section license. And it used to be that you only see license here. Everybody see this? So when you go to, that is where you need to update the theme. Select, this is how you update the theme. You click on the left top, you go to the update section, you select the theme, and you see update themes. Everybody get this? And now, this is all what you need to do. That is all what you need to do to update the theme version. When you do this, no content will get changed. So this is a safe method. Okay? So when you go to, in the left top you see update notification, and if there's an update it will show here. When you select it and do that update, you will have the latest version. On a Team Jack licenses, there's a new version, image license. Everybody see this? This is empty now. Everybody see this empty white space? I'm going to upload a new theme. You go to Theme Settings, and I'm selecting Gutters as example. Now you will see that there is a Gutters demo website and a Gutters stock website. Everybody can read that? Demo, stock. If you select the demo and import that theme, you will see that the Gutters website gets imported with demo images. You see that? Demo, demo, demo. Demo. Everybody see this? So that is how you upload a demo website where you don't need to buy the license for. Now you can do the same website with stock image, upload this with the same website with stock images. So you select Gutter, but now you upload the stock version. I will open a new browser tab so I can show the difference. Now that demo steps is gone. You see that? There's no demo steps in it. You see that? Everybody see that the demo stamp is gone? When I go to the backend, it provides you which images are used. I click on license, I go to licensed images, and now you see that. Everybody see this info? The site, on which page they are used, and the image number. Most of the images are from 123F. If 123F doesn't have a nice image, we need to buy it from Shutterstock. Okay, purposely I took this example to show you a combination from 123F and Shutterstock. Most teams only have 123F. Okay, now when I go to 123F, you need an account for that. I take this number, the image number, so you log in, you search on that number, and instantly you have that image. Is this clear? So you see this image with the little gutter, and one second, this was about us. So let me prove this. If you go to about us page, you see this image. This is just the image. So you have to buy the rights for that image. At 123F, it is $1. At Shutterstock is about $5. Okay? So the same process is at Shutterstock. So you log at Shutterstock. One second. That's why I don't like so much that is with GoToWebinar. So the same is with Shutterstock. The RoboForm that doesn't work together with Shutterstock. Let's see if this now this 123F. I don't know what that is, but the same works with Shutterstock. Okay, so what you do is you log in Shutterstock, you enter this number, and you download the same. What you want to do is you want to order, if you use those images from 123F or Shutterstock, you're not required to use them, but if you use them, you need to buy the rights. So you download the images so you have them on a local PC, so you have the rights. You don't need to upload the images anymore because that is already done for you. If you use the demo images, you don't need to buy the rights. Okay? If you use client's website, you don't need to buy the rights. If you use stock images, you buy the rights, and it is between $10 to $20 per website. Okay, if you sell a website, you need to have the rights of the images. Okay, say that again. If you use client images from clients, you don't need to buy the images. If you use other source images or you use demo images, you don't need to buy the rights. If you want to be in one click ready, you don't want to upload and change images out, you want to just be ready and use the stock images, you have to buy the rights. Are the demo and stock images the same expect for the demo images? No. At this point there is a difference. For new teams they will be the same probably, but there's no guarantee. Do we buy the right for each client for the same image? Yes, that is how it's supposed to be. Does this include the contact form images? No. If there is no demo steps on it, the contact form and the call image, they are license free. They are designed by my designer. In buying rights, do we open an account to pay? Yes, you need. You want to get an 123F account, and for some team niches you need a Shutter account. So every time when you upload a new team niche with stock images, this area is filled. Okay, so there are some niches we are just catching up. There are about 50 niches done, and each day 6 more niches will be done with stock images. So in the next 20 days all team niches are done. So you can play this off very easily. You see which image you need, you buy the rights, $10 to $20, and you're done. Yes, you need to open a 123F account for that. I'm not allowed to sell it to you. So Dennis said, so I use the demo site to sell to prospect, and then if those same images for the new website I built for them, I need to buy those images or not? Yes. So you want to use the demo site. No, you can use the demo site to show off the website. What you want to say to the client is, do you have images for me? And if they don't, say, I can provide them also for you. It's just $20 extra. So there's no cost involved for you guys. You can even ask more to say how more I customize it for you, how more work it is for me. And you can ask more for it. Everybody understand that. What you want to do is, after you buy the right, you want to download the images and you save them with the client, or you hand over the images to your client rights. So you want to download the images each time you buy them and save them with the client. So you have the proof that you have the original images. How do we pass the rights to our clients? Just email them or whatever. Or if you do the maintenance for that website, just keep it at that client's folder. can we just sell the sites as they are right now out of the box? Yes, you can with the demo images. If you want to sell the site with the stock images, you need to buy the rights. It is between $10 and $15. It's easy to buy the rights. It's very cheap. You can easily make money from it by saying how more I customize it, how more money it costs. So I would take it to your advantage. I would prefer to get images from the client so you make it personalize it. 10 to $15 per image, now total per site. The images cost $1 each at 1 to 3F. At Shutterstock they cost $5. If you use stock images for your seller for lead gen, you need to have the rights. So if we have 3 plumbers that I'm using the same image, do we have to buy 3 rights in for these same images? Yes, you need. So you need $15 to $20 per client to buy the rights. Can we use any public images we want, like from picture? Yes. You are not required to use any image from me. Ron said, I have bought teams for 15 years. I never had to go through this. Okay, you can still do what you do in the past. This came up in the Facebook group and I'm going to explain you how you do it on a legal way. This is how you do it on a legal way. You can do it on your own way, how you did it the last 15 years. But you cannot blame me if you're running problems. That is to your own responsibility. So this is how you can easily do it on a legal way. Everybody get it? So I have it made very easy for you guys. And this is the legal way. So on the back end, I will provide which site, which image is used. You can download it. You want to download that image. You want to store it with the client, and you are legally covered. Okay? Now, next topic. This came up in a Facebook group today. Let me log in. Let me log in a new website. Okay, it's actually not new. So I'm going to change to web. I'm going to change to the digital marketing team. This came up today. IBIS leads / overview. Everybody knows this website, which all the niches are displayed. Okay. So I got a comment. how I want this website on my website. So that actually triggered me. So what I did is web demo. So what I did is I created a new page. Okay? Add new. And I call it overview. Then I choose the template full width. And then I put a code on it. And the code is iframe my AI Biz Leads website. And I publish it. I go to appearance, menus, and I see this new page. So okay, you don't want to add it to the big menu, so that's an arrow. You want to select the top navigation menu, and since I didn't save it, it's not going to do it. So you want to select the top navigation menu and click that new page. And let me oh, this is not a digital theme, isn't it? Let me see. Doesn't matter. So I go to overview, reviews, and I click save. When I open this, and I go to, now you have the overview. And now you have all those niches. So if you want it on your digital theme, this page, and if you click on florist, it opens a new tablet and it show that theme. So you want to actually, so let me do it white and let me load the digital theme. And let me refresh this. So that is the theme you probably have, okay? And I want under portfolio, I want to show all my niches as a link, you know, just as my portfolio. I want to show those links. So now I create a page, call it overview. I choose full width. I don't need to show the title of the page. So hide heading of this title. And then I put the iframe code on it. I publish this. I go to appearance menus. I make sure the top navigation is selected. I add this to the menu, and under portfolio I'm going to link that new page, and I click save menu. Now I'm going to refresh this, and under portfolio there's a new link overview where you have all those links. Everybody get this? So you can do that. I said 3 minutes, but I can do it in 1 minute. And this is the code. I put it in. Everybody see the code in the Skype, and I probably will provide it also in Friekes Ask Question or in on the membership site. We'll see. So now you have your own domain showing all the links of the website. Okay? you're still probably not as customized as you would like, because you don't have control which phone number gets shown and which address. But this is a pretty good way, a quick way to show, to give a good impression where you are specialized in it. Okay? So it's pretty easy to do. So I will cut this training out in a webinar, and you can listen to this part of the replay. It's pretty easy. Okay? If you go to the Facebook group, I have listed out the steps. So everybody got this step? I can take 2 or 3 questions before Tami comes on the line. Can we also use the iframe to any what we want correct? You can. Yeah, but the iframe will show the content on the page. I don't know if you want to do that. What you can do is you can also get those links and put it as an A link on your website. You're showing the how to add the form, the mobile wizard page. You mean iframe each page in the, I don't know what you mean with that, but I don't want to iframe a website. I wanted to iframe this overview, and I maintain this overview for you, so there's no work involved for you. So Gary said, I just added the iframe. Works perfect, Jack. You are the man. What is the max width logo image to keep full height? So it depends how you select, how you define this top section. I like to have it for the logo 3 sections and about 300 width. If you choose a higher logo, it will just push down the top menu. I like about 80 high and 300 width. If you have sold a website and a niche is not provided, and it is a website which we think other members will benefit from it, you can submit the payment proof, and we will create that niche. At the moment, we just have a backlog for sites, so it will take some time. When you have this recorded somewhere, I always put the replays so the replays, oh, 1 second, that is not the right, it is on the back end, and that's why I don't like RoboForm doesn't work with GoToWebinar. So the webinars are always inside the members area. For a couple of days, they will also be on Lead Finder Jack /training without logging in. That is only temporary. Did you mention somewhere maybe the form that you would be showing how to add a form to the collect? Yeah. So the form will also get added to the mobile wizard, but I can't show it because it hasn't been done yet. Jack, now that I have overview on my site, can I add the form and set up to use it? Not on the sites itself. That's a disadvantage. So on the demo sites, they are general and you cannot change those demo sites. It's just a portfolio. So, does everybody know where to find the Freakers Ask Questions? Enter yes or no. Do you know where to find the Freakers Ask Questions? Okay. Let me demo that. In the backend, there's a Freakers Ask Question. Everybody see this? This link? Everybody get this? In the backend, there's a Freakers Ask Question link. This is for 80% done. And every time when I see a question what I think is good for the Freakers Ask Questions section, we will update that topic in the Freakers Ask Question. Okay, for example, this week we got a question, what are the sizes of the images used? You see that? Now this is in the Freakers Ask Questions. And every time we upload this. So this needs to be your first go-to. Before you submit a ticket, I want you to go to Freakers Ask Question. Okay? Do we have an agreement here? Because I spent some time and Yvonne too to get this working. The Freakers Ask Question link is here, is in the membership site, it is everywhere. Okay? So, and every week this get updated. So every time when I get a support ticket, I think this is a good topic for Freakers Ask Questions, we will update it. Show me where it's in the membership site. If I could to log in the membership site without that GoToWebinar cut me off, that is very frustrating. See if I can log in now. Okay. You see how to? You see here, Friegesa's question, how to, Friegesa's question. Click on it, and there are the Friegesa's question. Everybody see the screen from the membership site? How to, Friegesa's questions. So the link is in the membership site, is in every team, and the second admin doesn't see the Friegesa's questions in the team. Okay, so if the client will not see that link. Here, this link, the client will not see this link. Friegesa's questions. So this here, it is there. So I would like you to get used to it. You get much faster response from it because it's instant. So it's also to your own benefit to use it. And if you submit a ticket, Jack, I looked in the Friegesa's question and couldn't find the answer. I guarantee I will jump on your ticket and answer it, and next time it will be in the Friegesa's question as well. But I still get too many questions which are covered in Friegesa's question, and you probably didn't know that it exists. So now you know. No excuse anymore. Okay, so in the meantime, Tami joined us. Let me try to get her live online. So probably next week or so, I will go more in Mobile Wizard. I got enough feedback about new features and what it does, and then we can do some more training and promotion around it. Tami, do you hear me? Okay, Tami is setting up the audio. Any idea when the mobile team will be ready? You mean not the mobile team, I think. You mean the video marketing agency team? That will be ready very soon. The team is actually ready, but I didn't like the artwork. So tomorrow my designer is going to create new artwork for it. So that's the video marketing agency team. Why I don't have the latest version of local team Jack? You probably haven't updated your team. So what you want to do is you want to go to the team. You see this update notification. You click on the update notification and select the team and select update the team. Okay. How about? Yeah, I hear you, but the volume is not as good.
Oh, okay. How is that?
It's better. It's same.
Okay. You want me just to talk louder?
Yeah.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay. The sound is good now.
Oh, okay, good.
Do you want to take the screen or?
Sure. If you're ready to,
yeah.
For me, I can do that. Let me see here. Screen sharing, change presenter. Go find me. Whoops. Okay. So can everybody see my page now? It should say, okay, great. Great. Um, I've been working with Jack now a few weeks. This month is, let's just say that March is flying by, and I asked him what he was interested in for a tip, and he said, you know, whatever. And so I always try to make the tips go with what's going on with us in the real world, and obviously we have our local theme Jack, we have our mobile wizard that Jack has introduced, and April 21st, 2015 is going to be a huge day for local businesses, whether they know it or not. It's what I would consider hot news, and we can become the hero in our local marketing. And as many of you know, I have done most of my actual selling through speaking, where I go out and do live one-to-many speaking engagements, and then I follow up with email and phone calls or personal appointments. So what I wanted to talk about tonight, and this is very light on the PowerPoint presentations. I do have some PowerPoint, but they're very minimal. So this is going to be something where you want to listen to what I'm saying more than watching the slides. Because what I'm going to be saying, it's all going to be from my personal experience and what I have found effective in the person-to-person, human-to-human space. And so tonight I'm calling this Triple Threat Talk Tips from Tami, and it's all about building your local marketing business one gold nugget at a time, and it is something that you can implement on Monday to make more money this week. I'm going to talk about 5 places where you can educate local businesses about local theme Jack websites and mobile wizard, and of course you can use the information that I'm going to share with you tonight on anything related to local consulting, videos, reputation, websites, call tracking. So again, I want you to actually listen to what I'm going to be saying. Just a little bit about me in case you're new here. I have been a local offline marketing consultant since 2010. I also am a social media educator, and I created the very first social media marketing certificate program at Florida Gulf Coast University for local businesses. I speak at SCORE, Small Business Administration, Sea Grant, and a ton of other little odds and ends of places, and I have traveled across the country speaking to audiologist associations, and I'll talk a little bit about how that came about tonight. I have written a couple books about social media and Pinterest. I'm a former newspaper editor and publisher, and in 2010 through 2013 I was known a lot as a Main Street marketing machines hero with Mike Koenig's Traffic Geyser. So I've been around. I'm celebrating my anniversary of starting May 2015 and going full-time in November of 2015, so 5 years. What I'm talking about tonight is just one little nuance of speaking to sell, or what I like to call show and sell, to local business people. And I'm going to talk about the Chamber of Commerce a little bit, clubs and organizations, associations, nonprofit foundations, and colleges. Some of these you're probably saying, oh yeah, whatever, the Chamber of Commerce, blah, 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 clubs and organizations. But what I want you to pay attention to are the potential opportunities that you will have right now in the next few weeks where you could go and book yourself based on what's going on right now with Google and the big mobile update and the deadline of April 21st, 2015. Because many of these local businesses, they're either trying to do it all themselves or they have a webmaster who is not on the ball, and they need to know right now that if their website is not mobile friendly, it could affect their livelihoods. They could lose money. This is not about, oh yeah, my website might not show up. This is about, if I lose my rankings where I am right now, it's going to cost me money one way or another. It means they're either going to have to pay to have their website made mobile, they're going to have to buy a new mobile website, or they're going to lose money. This could mean thousands or millions of dollars to some of these companies if their site doesn't show up properly. You can be the hero to these different people. So first I'm going to talk about the local Chamber of Commerce. The primary mission of a Chamber of Commerce is to provide a place to help the local businesses to get more business. It may seem like all a Chamber of Commerce is about 20 people who meet once a month for networking, and they drink and eat and exchange business cards. That's what I witness a lot personally. I am not a big chamber networker person. However, I have created relationships with the executive director of several chambers, and in the case of one, I actually barter my membership in exchange for helping them. All I do is bring them happening stuff. For example, I can contact him and say, hey, you know, April 21st is a big deal. You want me to write up something that you can send out to your chamber members that they better pay attention to mobile marketing. And of course he would say, okay. I've been on his radio program about business, talking about what else, video marketing and business, and it just helps me to gain credibility, and it also helps the chamber provide membership benefits to their members, and part of their mission is to provide educational programs. So depending on where you live, and there are chambers of commerce around the world, you could offer educational programs either in person or via webinar, because people now can be trained via a webinar or in person, where they might call it a seminar. Of course, you can pay to sponsor a networking event where typically you'll get a little space with a table and 10 to 20 minutes to talk about your business and your services. Those typically range from $25 to $100 in smaller chambers, and then in larger chambers they might be more. You can put on paid workshops where you are actually splitting the money with the chamber, so that would be called non-dues revenue. And then they get a little bit of money, you get a little bit of money, you get to present, you get to become known as the go-to person related to whatever your expertise is, and it might be social media, it might be websites, mobile, whatever it is that you choose to be the leader in your local area. Lunch and learns are always very popular because it gives the people an opportunity. They go eat lunch, they pay $20 or $25 to eat lunch. You, of course, are there providing free edutainment, and it is a great opportunity because if you provide good educational information, you get invited back over and over and over again, and it just reinforces that you are the expert. And even if you only get one client, I did a lunch and learn about QR codes, and that's where I met my dental client, and that became an ongoing relationship where I was actually able to barter for dentistry, and then now I actually do all of their marketing for them. So I bartered part of it, and then I get paid cash for the other services. And then, of course, the famous one-to-one networking, where you can actually meet people, do your, elevator speech or your little mini pitch, say, oh, I'll meet with you, and go from there. I, of course, am the biggest fan of going anywhere where I can stand in front of a group, and it doesn't matter to me if there's one person or 50 people. I like to present in a group because it's very energizing, and I can tailor my presentation on the fly because of the internet. They can ask me a question. I can go look at their online presence. With the mobile wizard, I can pop in their URL. Guess what? Tami the hero showing me what I need right now in real time. And the reason I talk about real time versus, let's say, video time, the energy of being belly to belly, face to face is a lot different than the compressed energy of video. You have to be more exuberant and more flamboyant when you are talking over the airwaves than you are when you're in person, because your energy gets kind of smashed. And so you may think that you're over the top when you are on a video, when in fact it's coming across just right because of that energy factor. And then, of course, when people see you in person, they're making that connection to you, and they often, that know, like, trust factor goes, the amount of times you have to touch them goes down significantly when you actually meet somebody face to face. So Chamber of Commerce, don't dismiss the local Chamber of Commerce or business chamber in your area, because it is where local business people go to, and they look to these chambers of commerce for help for their business. Clubs and organizations. A club and organization, you've got to look at clubs and organizations for what their purpose is. They're always looking for speakers. They're always wanting someone who can come. Rotary Club, for example, they meet every week. Some of them meet in the morning, some meet in the afternoon. They need people to come and speak at least once a week. Kiwanis Club, the same. BNI, which is Business Networking International, is an organization that also is a networking organization. It is a paid networking organization. You can attend as a guest up to 3 times, but you can't speak in terms of, you can't get up there and do a presentation. You can typically give your little 30-second elevator speech. But the thing about Rotary clubs, Kiwanis clubs, any of these organizations, typically the big fish in town, meaning the presidents of the organizations, the CEOs, the owners of the companies, are typically the actual members of these Rotary clubs, Kiwanis clubs, because they're benevolent associations or organizations, meaning they have a purpose beyond business. They normally are trying to, maybe it's help people with getting clean water. The Lions Club, they do eyeglasses. Elks Club does, and Moose, I believe, they do like crippled children hospitals. There's a purpose beyond just getting together and having breakfast or, drinking or playing golf or whatever. I live in Florida. Golf, there's a lot of golf fundraisers, GOLF fundraisers. So think about clubs and organizations in the way that you can get in front of an audience. They are the main decision makers, And again, you can develop relationships with these people, and they're always looking for speakers. You could contact a Rotary Club, a Kiwanis Club tomorrow and probably get booked, especially if you told them, I have some information that is vital to local business people about changes with Google related to their websites. Because even though many people don't have websites, those that do will be looking, that they'd be very interested in knowing about the mobile changes. So number 3, associations. Associations are an absolute gold mine for potential speaking engagements, and they're gold mines for developing your niche or your niche. For example, audiology, how I became a speaker at the National Audiology Associations, the Florida Audiology Association. There's another one, I think it's the American Audiology Association, was because one of my clients was, or is, she's still my client and my friend, she's an audiologist. She is a doctor of audiology. I have a master's degree in mass communications, but that is not the important part. What she and I did is they have calls for presentations, calls for papers. What we did is we put together the top 10 things you need to know about social media now. That was one of them. It got accepted. There we went. We were off to Los Angeles. Okay, another one. Oh, went to Phoenix. Another one. I went to Orlando a couple times for the Florida Association. Every year we change the presentation. This is all done by a blind type thing with a committee, but we made it so that it would be hot, relevant information that audiologists would need to know to market their business. So that is a big opportunity through associations, and all you have to do is pick a niche and add the word association, and you will find a lot of resources because they have either continuing education or conventions. And believe me, audiologists, they're doctors, but they're partiers. I was just like, whoa, this is kind of interesting to see, you know, how these professionals just, you know, the other side of them. Home inspection associations, local contractors. Where I live, there's a contractors association, and it's a group of all of the contractors, not just builders. So it's the contractors who do the air conditioning, the swimming pools, you know, every little business that is a contractor, a licensed contractor, belongs to this local group. They have speakers. I've been invited to speak to them. So again, the opportunity to speak to associations is huge. Yes, in some cases you may have to become an exhibitor, or you might have to pay for a booth or something else, but I think what you need to just be aware of is the opportunity that is in the word association, because people, they like to hang out with people that are similar in mind. Doctors hang out with doctors. You know, dentists hang out with dentists. So whatever that niche is that you're looking for, that's the perfect opportunity. And again, we have hot information. Anything that you can pull out of the news that you can see projecting into the future that will affect people will be hot. I went with, again, the top 10 things you need to know now. That was the title. And then when I actually went to the presentation, which was maybe 6 to 10 months later, I actually had what was hot now. So my information that I was giving them was literally pulled from the headlines. It wasn't old stuff that I created and then regurgitated. I pull my training out of the headlines. Another really good place to speak are related to nonprofit foundations and individuals. I actually was invited to speak to a nonprofit foundation to create training about how nonprofits can create a YouTube channel and use the donate button via YouTube. And that was a paid workshop, and I think I had 25 people show up. They paid a small amount, you know, $35 or something. I had them for 4 hours. But what happens is you teach them about something, and then you have them practice, and then, of course, who are they looking to as the expert about nonprofits? Oh, Tami. She helped me with this, so who do we contact now to help? And I've helped different people with a variety of things: video marketing, reputation, websites. Again, you have the opportunity with the answer to a problem because you have local theme jack websites, and you can solve the problem. For many people, I don't have a mobile site, or my site is not mobile. What do I do? I can help you. I have a solution. The fifth one is colleges, and even if you don't have a degree, it doesn't matter if you don't have an associate's, a bachelor's, or a master's, or a PhD, you can teach at local colleges. It's something that many people might not be aware of, but when I say teach, it goes back to the show and sell. What happens when you are the teacher, you develop relationships with your students. They see you as the teacher, okay? They see you as the person who is teaching them. I have developed relationships with high-level hotels, people who came to take my class to learn how to do social media, attorneys, CEOs from all different kinds of companies came to take my social media certification class, not because they wanted to know how to post on Facebook, but they wanted to know about the language, so that when they got these phone calls from people or emails, that they would be able to discern what is real and what isn't. So local universities, community colleges, high school adult education programs, you can go in any town, and this also applies around the world. I've seen it in English-speaking places, but I know that they exist in nearly any country, any place there's a university or a college. They have adult education programs, or unlimited learner programs, or programs where people can go and learn about whatever it is that they're interested in. So, for example, at a high school adult education program, you could find out if they needed someone to teach classes related to local marketing. You know, maybe they want someone to teach about mobile marketing or social media. I've done classes specifically on Facebook on just how to do the basics of setting it up, or I did one for ordinary people, you know, who weren't using it for business, and then I had one Facebook for business. You can contact the local universities, and all of them have a continuing education department or an adult education department, and that is where you start. You will actually see 90% of the time where it'll say want to teach, and you just click on that, and then they ask you some questions, and they want you to make a little syllabus and do some things like that, but they're all pretty basic who, what, when, where types of information. So this is my tips. Obviously, I gave you 5. Chambers of Commerce, associations, nonprofits, colleges, and clubs and organizations. And what I wanted to just give you a little bit about is if you're trying to figure out a presentation, what type of presentation actually will help you become the authority, the expert, and what is it that makes a presentation interesting? I mean, I've seen some awful presentations where the screen was just, like, 12-point type with statistics and stuff. People like a few statistics, but you only need a few, like 3 max, and 1 per slide. But what really makes a presentation where you make it so interesting is when you come in with hot news that's happening now, and you walk in the door and you present the problem and you become the solution. And a really good example is with the Mobile Wizard, is that you have a tool where you can show and sell, show and tell, show and sell exactly what their website looks like, and then you can show them what it could look like. So you're presenting them with the problem that maybe they didn't even know they had, but you're telling them you've got a problem, and you document it with some information, and then you say, but here's the solution. You don't have to worry about this. I'm here. I've got your back, and you're the educator advocate for them. And the very fact that you're sharing this information and that you're telling them you don't have to worry, I'm here for you, they're just like, oh, thank God. I thought, their mind is just going a mile a minute. Oh, I've got, what am I going to do? I've got this problem I didn't even know I had. And then, of course, if you give them a great offer, that's always wonderful. But what if, and this happens all the time, what if you are in a situation where you're not allowed to make any type of offer, where you're not allowed to sell them anything? What I do is I have an evaluation form with free gifts. It says at the top, get free gifts from Tami. I ask them for their name, their address, their city, zip, email, their website, their phone number, best way to contact you, and then I offer them whatever I'm going to offer them as my free gift. Maybe I'm going to give them a website evaluation. Maybe I'm going to give an analysis. Maybe I'm going to give them a mobile checkup and get that to them and tell them how to fix it. Maybe I'm going to show them what their website looks like, on a tablet or a different device. And I give them options, and I always ask the question, did you get any value out of today's presentation? They always answer yes. That's the first question. Okay, so you start them off with that positive, yes, I got good value, because I just say, if all you got out of what I just gave you is one thing that can help you, that makes me happy. And it's true. If they got absolutely nothing except lunch, then I'd feel really bad. But if they get at least one thing that they can walk away with and turn it into either saving time, saving money, or just something, I figure that I've done a good job. And most of the time, obviously, you've given them a lot more. But this evaluation form is like my secret sauce when I can't give them an offer, because on this form, I can ask them if they want more information, if they want a demonstration. I have a whole checklist of of the different things I can do for them. And then I do have an offer that says, you know, if you want this from today's presentation, I'll give you whatever, 50% off, you know, the services, you know. But this form, they hand it back to me, and most of the time I get back 100% because it's presented as an evaluation. You know, if you've ever been in school, they have like mandatory evaluations. Evaluations are, I want you to evaluate my class. This is part, you know, part of your grade. You have to do that last final evaluation because in a college situation, they need those evaluations to determine whether or not you're a good teacher or not. So the evaluation form is secret sauce magic. And again, think about this. If the riches are in the niches and the money's in the follow-up, and you get 100% of the room to give you feedback, permission to contact them, a request for a meeting, plus you've created a tremendous goodwill because you're giving them free stuff. I always have like a list of, you know, the top 10 things you need to know about Facebook. I mean, it's all PLR, private label right stuff that I accumulated, or it's news articles that I've accumulated and turned into a PDF. But this is what can make a great presentation. And these are some examples of, as some of you remember the presentation I did about the website, the 21 ways or things a website needs. And so the headline here, what makes a great website? Capture hot prospects and get new paying clients and customers. That is like, whoa, I want to get hot prospects and new paying clients and customers. Well, so we have Local Theme Jack as our solution of a useful website that we can create for them and customize for them. How about, are you mobile friendly? April 21st deadline looms. Okay, we can use Mobile Wizard and Local Theme Jack as good examples. I am actually doing a two-part workshop. The first part is this coming Saturday, March 28th, half a day down in Naples, and then April 11th, the second half. My first workshop is all going to be 75% of it is going to be what makes a great website. I've already got my presentation. I just need to tweak it. The other part will be, are you mobile friendly? Because I've got that hot news angle, and I've got my Mobile Wizard now, and I'm creating that website. And I just have some other examples. Facebook makes you money. You know, think about that. Go viral. How to use video in your marketing. How to manage your online presence in 30 minutes a day. Remarketing, how you can legally stalk your prospects for pennies. Remarketing is really hot, and that's going to be actually for this workshop I'm doing what makes a great website, are you mobile friendly, how to manage your online presence in 30 minutes a day, and remarketing, and the video for marketing. And so, you know, I'm splitting that up, so it's like 8 hours split into two different workshops. But think about that. What I wanted to say is I want you guys to give me feedback on this so that I'm not spinning my wheels. Would it be helpful to any of you to actually have my presentations, my documentation, my evaluation form, and my other support materials that you could put your name on and actually go out and do presentations? Would anything like that be helpful to you? Okay, so I've got some yeses, so that's good. Well, here's the good news. I'm working with Jack, and everything that Jack produces, as you probably have figured out by now, I put into practice. So he's, he has the local Theme Jack website, so that's what I'm putting that into practice in front of these big groups of people. He's got the Mobile Wizard, which is perfect timing for speaking. So what I am doing is we are working on coming up with a way to share all that type of stuff with you, where I'll put together my presentations, my support materials, my evaluation forms, and a few other things that I can't think of right off the top of my head, that we can get that all packaged up to go with the Mobile Wizard and everything. And right now, as you know, the sample of the 21 Ways presentation is in, it's somewhere, I believe, in the enterprise. I believe you have to be an enterprise member to be able to see that particular piece of information. So that's what I have, and I hope, like I always hope, that I brought you something really to think about in terms of how you can not only use email, which is great, or snail mail, but how you can actually, you know, get out there, do the one-to-many model, because like I've told you before, I am not an extroverted person. I'm the person who sits on the couch with a pillow in my lap at a party. That's me. But you put me in front of a group and I can teach them and educate them and give them something hot, I turn on and, you know, I light up and I'm able to do it. And then, of course, when I get home, I'm exhausted, but that is a really good way to build your business rapidly, because, of course, the better your presentation, the better your call to action, and the better you are at follow-up, which is key, the more money you're going to make. And again, once they've met you and they decide they like you, they love you. And they will buy whatever it is that you will bring to the table. Like I have an attorney client, I write them in Facebook. Hi, I've got this. What do you think? You want it? Yeah. Okay. You know, the dentist, the practice manager, just loves me because I get it. I understand their business because I was actually a patient, and I know the experience, the wonderful experience that they provide, so now I can articulate that. So if you have any questions, I'm right here, so I'll look in the box and see. Let's see, what's the difference between regular, okay, that's not for me.
Okay, I'm here too.
Tony.
Some people think I left, but I just kept quiet until you were finished.
Oh, Tony says, I'm talking about being introverted, so he's an extrovert. He says, at a party, I stand out and can easily talk. In front of a chamber, I would be terrified. Any solutions for that? All I can tell you is if you, when you're standing in front of a crowd, all you have to do, and I'm not going to say imagine them in their underwear, but all you do is as you speak, you choose a person to talk directly to. So instead of you just talking out to the masses of faces, choose a person like in the front, speak to that person, choose a person in the middle and in the back, and kind of look around so it appears that you're talking to each person individually, because people love it to feel like they are the person that this message is just for them. And all you have to do is just choose one person, kind of move around, look at another, and it's very easy. And you want to know the big secret? It's really to just really love what you're talking about and have a true desire to be of value to these people and to help them. And that comes across better than anything, even if you stumble. I mean, sometimes I'll say things that are not grammatically correct, and I kind of stop myself and I laugh at myself. Sometimes I experiment with how I say something to see what kind of reaction. If you can make people laugh, you've got them too. You know, not with stupid stuff, but with normal stuff, you know, that comes up in real life. If you can, you know, talk to people just about, you know, hey, when I looked at my website, my website's not mobile friendly. Oh no, what did I do? I went and I found a website that was mobile friendly. You know, here's an example of what a mobile friendly responsive website looks like. And if you are lucky and you get a list of your audience beforehand, go ahead and pull some samples and put your audience into your presentation. When you do that, it just makes everything, it's like they know that you are there for them, for their group. With the audiologists, I use my client co-presenter. She never says anything except, meet Tami. I use her online presence as my samples. So that's kind of how I tie her into the presentation, because she's the reason I'm there. She's the audiologist doctor. I'm the presenter, you know, person. So that's how we build ourselves, you know, so that I'm the expert, she's my sponsor, you know, she's my foot in the door to get in front of those people. And Andre mentions Toastmasters. I am a big proponent of Toastmasters for learning how to get comfortable in front of a crowd, very safe and supportive environment. I actually went to Toastmasters. It had been on my bucket list of, I've been wanting to do it like since I was young, and finally a few years ago I finally did it. And the beauty of Toastmasters is when you're trying to practice, you can practice all of your presentations on a group of people, and they will give you the pros and cons of it. And it's very inexpensive, like $45 a year. I mean, it's very inexpensive.
Okay, I think we answered many questions, and we had a great audience, great presentation, Tami, again. So
John,
yeah.
John Manzanet is saying, is there a way for us to get training on what we need to speak about to counteract the 21st issue? My answer is I'm working on it, because I'm actually doing a presentation. so I'm actually creating my presentation that I'm giving next Saturday, and that's what I was talking about, trying to get ready to share with everybody.
I'm answering some.
Oh, here's a good question. Terry Helms. What do you do when you're asked a question that you absolutely do not know the answer to? The best answer is that I don't know the answer to that, but I'd be happy to talk to the experts and get you the answer, because remember, you are not alone in this. Any question that the audience could throw at you, if you don't know the answer, you could come back and get advice from people in our Facebook group I mean, there are some pretty heavy hitters in that Facebook group who are, you know, they have huge businesses and they're using local theme jack as an additional revenue stream. So I'm sure that whatever question somebody could throw at you, you could come, you know, get them the answer. And the beauty of that is there's nothing wrong with not knowing the answer, because the reality is the internet and local marketing changes almost every single day. So it's really easy to miss something if you're not focused on it. So you would just say, I don't know the answer, I'll get it for you. You know, that's the best way. Always be honest. Don't try to ever pretend like you know it all, because the reality is, what do we know? We know a little teeny fraction of information. And then, of course, you can always tell them, if you want more information, you can say, make sure to check that on my evaluation form, where I have 10 articles about the mobile update that you could read, and I'll send it to you via PDF. And and they'll go, oh, okay, and check, check, check. They'll give you their email because they want it. So that's a really good opportunity to just remind people, oh, you want information about retargeting? Oh, I didn't include that, but I have information. Write me a little note, and I'll make sure that you get that. You know, whatever it is, any question is always a positive, because that shows you that someone's actually interested in what you're talking about. So the questions, any questions you get, can be turned into creating a very powerful relationship with these people. And in the long run, when you create relationships with people, the odds are that they'll become your client and, you know, move forward.
So Peter makes a very good comment. I think you said it in other words, Tami. Peter said, not immediate answering is a great opportunity to meet or connect at another time. So the purpose of you giving that presentation is to create interest in your service. Not directly, you create that interest by providing information, but the end goal is that you establish a contact which you can provide your services.
Right.
So to be honest, guys, I do the same with you. This training seems to be free, but you stay connected with me and you have some certain trust in me. So if I create something, you're more likely to use my service or product than if I wouldn't give those training. The same relationship you can maintain with your own clients, with your own audience.
Here's a good question from John. Well, is it John Lee? He's asking about, when you do a live group presentation, what equipment do I use, and meaning do I have to bring my computer, and do I have to have a projector and microphone? What I do is I make my presentation and I will email it to the person who's in charge of the presentation, and then I also bring it on a little thumb drive. But I tell them that for me to speak, I need them to provide the computer, the projector, and the microphone, and of course the venue, because I find that 9 times out of 10 they have a computer ready to go, they have a projector, and if they don't, I do have a projector that I bought. But if I were you, I would just make sure that, you know, what are your requirements? I require you to provide a computer and a projector and a microphone if you need a microphone. You know, put that on them so that your expenses are very minimal, except in terms of time. So what is involved? You have to make a presentation, which requires research. You have to put the presentation together, make it pretty, at least know what your talking points are. I'm not scripted. I talk from my bullet points, and then I talk because I know this stuff. If I needed to quote somebody like from Google, I would actually probably, what I would do is take a little short excerpt and I'd say, according to Google, blah, 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 and then I would, quote it. But you don't have to spend money. You might have to, the big expense is printing out your evaluation forms, and in many cases I send that to the people and make them print it out, so that my actual costs are me getting there and providing the evaluation. And then I don't typically have handouts per se unless there's something I want them to actually look at, but I offer them all of the handouts on my evaluation form, and I can send them the PDF. So I eliminate as much of the things that cost me money by using technology. And again, that actually makes you appear more of the expert because you're actually using technology to make your life easier. So you don't worry. Don't let anything related to money ever stop you from doing something like going out and speaking to a group. Like if they say, oh, we want you to pay $75, go, well, thank you very much, and go to somebody who says, yeah, we need a speaker. Like start with the Rotary Club or the Kiwanis Club, or just be a guest at the BNI meeting. I'm sure that you can go to BNI on the internet, look up your local BNI, and you're going to find 20, 30 members of all these BNI groups, and just find the person and get invited. And that's a gold tip in itself, because think about that. Anybody who belongs to BNI is screaming, I want to do business. And you can go look them up and find out all the members right there on the BNI website. It's a gold mine for finding clients in a local environment.
Okay, I think we overload them with tips tonight. And when did you have that presentation, Tammy? Is that Saturday or Sunday?
It's coming up Saturday in Naples.
Okay, and are you available Tuesday over a week, or you're still traveling?
No, Naples is a drive,
okay,
like a couple-hour drive. So I'll be back on Saturday night. So I'm available.
Okay, so if all goes well this week, we might have some good information how to present the Google update, how to sell the mobile marketing services to clients. So, and that will be then Sunday or Tuesday. So we will announce that a little bit further. So we're working on the product, we're putting the pieces together, and if all goes well, that will be done in a week from now or the Tuesday. So I can't promise, but it is where we are working on.
And meanwhile, the good news is typically, unless you're a last-minute replacement to speak, you could go and start finding places to speak this week, get them lined up, and you'd be ready to go whenever your speaking engagements are. Typically, I mean, I get booked sometimes months in advance, but sometimes it's just a couple weeks, so you could start getting your presentations booked, because remember, when April 25th comes and goes, the opportunity doesn't go away. There's still going to be plenty of opportunity to talk about this issue and to move forward and make money from it. So don't let that artificial date deter you from moving forward with speaking, because the beauty of speaking to groups is you can speak to the same group every month and always have a different topic. I mean, you're not ever going to run out of interesting talks that could help you grow your business.
So if you start this week, if you were able to get a meeting this week and you need a presentation, PM me, okay? So you shouldn't have the fear that they will say, hey, can you do it this week? So we will help you with that.
Right, and the good news is, you know, we've already got, I have to tweak it, but that one about the websites and the mobile marketing, and it's unlimited information.
Yeah.
I'm overwhelming myself.
So what we can do, if we are not ready for the 21st Google or so, we can always say we have that presentation ready. We have to white label a little bit about the 21 steps for what makes a website great. So if you need this week a presentation, we can help you. So you should start this week, look around based on the information you got tonight, where you can have give a presentation. And like Tami said, it doesn't matter if there are only 3 people or 50 people in the audience. So if there are 3, you might end up with 1 or 2 clients. Plus, you get train yourself. If there are 50, it might look a little overwhelming. But if you get 10 clients, you make some good money with it. Okay.
Right. And it's just. All I can tell you is that of all of the things that I've personally done to grow my business, speaking and teaching is the one thing that consistently brings me new clients and often referrals, because as time goes by, people have gotten to know me, and oh yeah, Tami does this, and they refer business to me, and sometimes people come out of the woodwork and you're going, who? And oh, okay, yeah, I remember, So it's a really good way to grow your expertise, your authority, and to get business as you grow.
Okay, so with that, I would like to thank Tami and everybody today on this call. And if you listen to the replay, I would like to thank you to listen to the replay. And if you have some more questions, leave a message of a post in the Facebook group. And if you have an appointment meeting this week, just PM me and we'll see what we can do for you guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Marie Teresa. Thank